Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Oliver Martinez, and this is my friend Raditya Rizky Rahman. With our lecturer, Alvina Aulia and Kenny Kinga, we are going to present the effect of the number of hierarchical elements in an LMS interface in task completion time and user cognitive load. Okay, for the abstraction, a good UX is important on LMS because how it affects students to use it. In our research, we're going to conduct A and B testing, mock-up LMS, focusing on the effect of hierarchical elements, non-cognitive loads, and usability. All users are given the same task, such as uploading assignments, and the results are analyzed to determine the impact of the number of hierarchical elements, and there was no significant difference between the SUS and ASATLX scores. Okay. LMS facilitates students with e-learning capabilities such as viewing online materials, submitting assignments, and so on. It was popular back in the 2019 due to the pandemic, and almost LMS platforms have complex interface structures that make students have a hard time doing certain tasks. That's why we need usability to make the system provides more efficiency, effectiveness, and satisfaction, enabling users to navigate with ease, while poor usability can lead to better user performance, increase in cognitive load, and this study is used to evaluate the impact of different hier- hierarchical navigation on task completion time and cognitive load. Okay, UI refers to the element users usually interact, such as colors, typography, layout structure, and icons, while UX refers to the perception of user when engaging with company's product. This concept form the foundation of modern UI UX development. One example of an user interface is an adaptive. This is works by uh, recognizing specific interaction pattern on predefined models. This system typically consists of user modeling, adaptive engines, and interaction repositories. Another theory is called the information processing theory, explains how people receive, process, store, and retrieve information from memory when performing cognitive tasks. Cognitive flow theory has three categories, such as ICL related to the complexity, ACL how information is presented, and DCL refers to the mental effort. Previous studies, such as Previous studies shown that interface design can influence these types of cognitive load. Cognitive load is commonly measured using subjective, performance, behavioral, and physiological measurements. Current literature on LMS often relies on simple survey research designs. However, this is limited in identifying usability issues or interface design variations. So several methods have been proposed to evaluate user interface and user experience. Heuristic evaluation is commonly used to recognize usability issues and cognitive walkthrough. And cognitive walkthrough is focused on the system learnability by inspecting how user perform with system for the very first time. After all the brainstorming, we have come to a conclusion where we're gonna use A and B testing, and this study gonna focus on observing usability and learnability of an LMS using A and B testing. Okay, now we are up to the methodology. My friend Radi is going to explain. So Radi, can you explain methodology?
Next up, we have the methodology. So we recruited 30 active university students aged 18 to 23 in first and second year with prior experience using the university's LMS. Group A had 18 people in total with 15 males and 3 females and interacted with a minimal design with fewer hierarchical elements. Group B had 12 people in total with 10 males and 2 females and interacted with a complex design with deeper navigation structures. And we used HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and we sent the mockup links remotely. Participants were asked to complete standardized tasks, and these are, as you can see, task 1, to find and read the announcement midterm exam called schedule released. Task 2, to go to the artificial intelligence course to find session 10 and open the session video. And task 3, to submit assignment 3 for computational biology. And for task 4, to go to the calculus course forum and post a message. And also one objective performance metric was recorded for each design, being task completion time, and task completion success rate was always 100% because Users only had their data recorded when they completed all tasks. And to assess cognitive load, participants completed a NASA task load index after each interaction. And additionally, perceived usability was evaluated using the system usability scale. And before selecting statistical tasks, normality of the data was assessed using the Shapiro-Wilk test. For tasks 1, 2, and 3, they were non-normal, while task 4 was normal. For the SUS score and NASA scores, and the variables that did not significantly deviate from normality, with p bigger than 0.05, were analyzed using Welch's independent samples t-test, while non-normal variables were analyzed using the Mann-Whitney U-test. Hypotheses. For the null hypothesis, it was that there will be no significant difference in task completion time, cognitive load, and SUS usability scores. While for the alternative hypotheses, it was that there will be a significant difference in task completion time, cognitive load, and usability scores. We have the open data here for each of the designs. Both of them have the HTML GitHub form. GitHub lead the results as well. As you can see, this is for design B, and this was for design A. For the results, for the SUS average scores, design B was 0.07 points lower than design A, and for the NASA TLX average scores, design B was 0.2 points lower than design A. And then for the completion time averages, design B is 10.26% slower than design A. For the post on forum, design B is 70% slower than design A. For the artificial intelligence course, design B is 58.65% faster than design A. And for the submit assignment, design B is 46.48% slower than design A. For the qualitative feedback, design A is easy to navigate because it has a simple layout and important features are easily found. These include submitting assignments, navigating to courses, announcements, and the sidebar. Some participants also said the dashboard and the list card list were helpful. Features that are confusing included long vertical session page, sidebar being small, and confusion regarding the placement of announcements and forum features. And for design B, it was clean and organized. The dashboard, navigation to courses, and courses different colors, to-do list, and assessment sections were helpful. And some problems included small buttons, announcements being hard to find, and quiz placement being confusing. For the discussion, no statistically significant difference in cognitive load between design A and design B was found. The NASA TLX scores were nearly identical, being 74.03% and 73.96%. Participants still successfully completed the tasks in design B, even though it had deep navigation structure, and prior experience in the university's LMS may explain how both designs were easy to use. No statistically significant difference for task completion time for all 4 tasks was found, and task 4 showed the largest effect size out of all tasks, being d equals 0.61. This may mean forum features are more affected by navigation structure than other features. Its p-value was 0.29, but 30 participants were not enough to detect a medium effect. To detect d equals 0.61 with 80% power and a equals 0.05, we needed 44 participants with a 50-50 split. Next, qualitative data appears to support quantitative data, and both groups describe the designs as easy to understand and navigate. Navigation hierarchy was not an issue, and this may explain why both designs have similar SUS and NASA TLX scores. Participants in design B found quiz placement to be confusing, and task 3 showed the second largest effect size, being r equals 0.31. Which is the confusing task. Null hypothesis could not be rejected because there's not enough evidence to conclude that differences in navigation hierarchy significantly affect cognitive load, usability, or task completion time. Limitations of this study included small sample size being 30 people, or participants being university students being already familiar with the university LMS. The study only focused on navigation hierarchy, and the users accessed the mockups remotely, which means that they completed the tasks in different environments, and these environments could not be fully controlled. In conclusion, the study examined the effect of navigation hierarchy on task completion time and cognitive load in LMS websites. 2 LMS prototypes with different navigation structures were tested. We recorded completion time, NASA TLX scores, and SUS scores, and the results showed no statistically significant differences between the 2 designs and all the recorded variables. This suggests that differences in navigation hierarchy may not significantly affect usability or cognitive load among university students. Future studies could involve larger sample sizes to mitigate bias and show a clearer correlation between UI design and cognitive load. That's all from us. Thank you for listening, and we wish you a good night.